Hey! Yeah, it says start. Okay, I just want to make sure I was recording before I start this all up. Hey, baby, it's Monday. We got to start all this shit all over again. How you like that thumbnail on the front? Thank you, Travis. That's very good. He did a little work for us there so I wouldn't look stupid just sitting out there with my face hanging in the air all the time. And so he did a little graphic there. Travis will be joining us again tomorrow live when we go to our Blue Dot reunion and visit with the family out there. We're trying to make plans for that. So, Randy Curvin, I know you got headphones. That's good, buddy. Maybe we'll try again. Anyway, what's going on? Well, first thing I want to do, I can't show you because Mama said no. I cannot bring it down here. I'm going to have to take some pictures. I think I might even do a little video because I got a big old box this morning that UPS delivered, and it was from Wendy Spalding in Palm Beach, Florida. Wendy sent another blue wave. The first one she sent me, I posted a picture of it online. It had gotten broken. Bless her heart, she sent another one. And this time, baby, it was wrapped up in a big old box, so much bubble wrap, and had those little peanuts in it, I think they call them, and all that stuff in there. You could have dropped that off a 10-story building and it wouldn't have hurt it, I think. Wendy, it came through beautiful. I appreciate it, darling. Mama is in there trying to find out a perfect spot for it because we want it in my Guardians of Liberty. I want those things that inspire me to be up there in front where I can see them. Anyway, well, Wendy, I'm going to make a post on Facebook and everything and let the people see the picture of it. Thank you very much, darling. That's a beautiful piece of art. You know, working glass. It's a blue wave. And, baby, we washed across this country in 2018, and we're going to do it again in 2020 because they're setting the stage for it, baby. We have got a lot of people out there running, but if they're going to narrow it down, we have to narrow it down to one. That's the big message out of this mouth is we need to narrow it down to one, not three, not four, not three, not two, one. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, and what's going on? Well, Donnie was fixing to give a speech on TV. I'm not going to stay up there and see it, but he's supposed to speak. He's up in Miami. He's down in Miami. Of course, that's where Mar-a-Lago is because that's where he's been, down in Mar-a-Lago. Golden sunshine, golden showers, and fine Russian hospitality, baby. Can't beat Mar-a-Lago. Anyway, he's going to go down there and give a little speech. I understand he's going to address the problem in Venezuela. You know, we've sent a lot of aid down in Colombia, sitting right on the border there with Venezuela trying to get in, but Maduro won't allow it in the country. And so Donnie's going to go down there and give a big speech and pump up and tell the Venezuelan military to let the aid come in and to stand against Maduro. We're going to see how that goes, baby. Anyway, I didn't get to see it. I do know that Marco Rubio's down there. Marco Rubio's down there in Venezuela at the border right now trying to get that aid in there. So thank you, Marco Rubio. Good for something, you little turd. Anyway, what's going on? Well, I know everybody got to see I hope you got to see the Andrew McCabe interview on 60 Minutes because it is in the big buzz. And you know, he's got a book coming out. Forgot the name of it, didn't write it down. Haven't seen it yet. Anyway, he's got a book coming out, but 60 Minutes interviewed him. And two of the big things that jumped out during that interview was one that he said that Rod Rosenstien raised the possibility of removing Donnie with the 25th Amendment. McCabe is saying that Rod Rosenstien was the first one to bring up the possibility, put the pencil down, of removing Donnie from the 25th Amendment. He even said, hey, I think I could get away with wearing a wire in there. You know, they never look at me. I could walk right through. Yeah. Well, why didn't you do that? Well, Donnie A says it would have been illegal and treasonous. No, Donnie, it's not illegal or treasonous. Look it up. It's called the Constitution. You idiot. It's their job, Donnie. That's what they do. They investigate treasonous assholes. And guess what? They're investigating your ass up the wazoo, baby. Anyway, after James Comey got fired and McCabe and Rosenstien were discussing the possibilities that Donnie was working for the Russians. And lo and behold, how many Russians have we found so far? under every rock, baby. How much of his staff have been swept up in this shit? All of them. All of them. Jesus, Donnie said it was because of the Rush Trump thing. Remember, that's what I'm referencing there. When Donnie was on TV with the reporter, famous line where, you know what I was thinking when I fired him about the Russia-Trump thing, and how it was fake and all that. He said it on national TV. He's good at that shit. He's good at opening his mouth and letting out the truth by accident. He did it just the other day in the Rose Garden. I don't really need to declare a national emergency, but I want to do this faster. So screw the military budget that I always say is so important. They've got so much pork over there, we could just take their money. Oh, by the way, Ted Cruz says, pack it up your butt, Donnie. Ted Cruz says you ain't getting none of the money that was set aside for construction down here in Texas. Yeah, Ted Cruz don't care about any other state when it comes to this. He'd be right next to Donnie. Oh, but it's your state. It's your state you're worried about. Well, I'm glad you are, Ted. That's your job. But it's our country we're talking about. He wants to build the whole damn wall all the way across the country. It's ridiculous. Coming up with all sorts of shit. El Chapo will pay for it. Hey, Ted, you're doing a great job. Thanks for all the shit you get into. And then there was another comment in that thing that Donnie had a comment. Now, McCabe said he wasn't witness to this conversation, but he said somebody else in the FBI was witness to the conversation, and this was said, so secondhand, so take it for what it's worth. But he said that Donnie didn't think that North Korea had missiles that were powerful enough to hit the United States. And in that meeting, he was told that our intelligence community is not consistent with the intelligence that we have. That they could hit us. They could hit Hawaii, maybe California. We don't know, but they got some damn good shit over there. We know that shit. But the reason he didn't believe that North Korea got a story coming up about that. North Korea has those missiles is because he said that I don't care what the Intel Committee says. I believe Putin. Putin told him North Korea does not have the capability of hitting the United States. That's the gist of what they was talking about. That he believed Putin over the intelligence communities. One, I want to point out, how many meetings has he had with Putin that we don't know what they talked about? Did Putin tell him about North Korea? Did Putin tell him about Venezuela? Did Putin tell him anything we don't know? Why? Because we are not privileged to that information. Nobody in the United States except Donnie is. That sound like a president? Does that sound like a man that's working for the United States of America, or does it sound like a Russian whore working for Putin? Not one word. We don't know anything about what Donnie has talked about in any of those meetings, so we don't know, baby. And that's the problem. We don't know. Ain't gonna go meet with Kim Jong-un over there in Vietnam, though. We're gonna see how that one works out. I wonder what Kim's gonna get out of this, because we didn't get squat out of the last one. Anyway, I want to dig more into the Andy McCabe story and the resulting outlash from that. But one little old thing I wanted to point out, did y'all notice during the Rose Garden there that he said that Japan's Prime Minister Abe submitted Donnie for the Pulitzer Peace Prize? Are you shitting me? I understand. Mama read the story to me. I understand it was a swap off. I won't put any tariffs on Japan on this. If you nominate, are you shitting me? Our president has to bribe another country's prime minister to nominate him for a peace prize, for the Pulitzer Peace Prize? And Albie only confirmed it 2 hours after Donnie spit it out of his mouth out there at the Rose Garden. He did it a while back ago. He did it last year. But didn't want to tell anybody. Well, now, ain't that sweet? Donnie's out there trying to buy him a Nobel Peace Prize. That tells you what kind of a low-life scumbag that man is. No, he's not interested in peace, baby. He's interested in money. I got another story over here I want to talk about. A couple of them, actually. Hey, California's going to sue to stop Donnie's declaration, their emergency declaration. So there's the first lawsuit coming, baby, and there's going to be lots of them. A lot of them here in Texas too. You know, all these MAGA hat wearers. Oh, we need the wall. We need the wall. You know, who's that Kentucky? Who's that? Yeah, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham. Them kids in Kentucky don't need no school. What them kids in Kentucky need is a wall on the border. Yeah, something happened to Lindsey Graham, I think, when he went over to Russia on that last visit. He sure did come back a changed man. He's a freaking lunatic. North Carolina needs to get rid of his ass. I mean, South Carolina. Yeah. Speaking of North Carolina, I'm getting confused, people. North Carolina's 9th district. Now, remember this? Back there in 2018, they had problems in that district. There was a little accusation of voter fraud and some misdoings down there. And as a matter of fact, that district still has not been called. That's the only election left over from 2018 that is still open. Lisa Britt testified in front of the State Board of Elections that she picked up and falsified absentee ballots on working for her ex-father-in-law, Leslie Dowless, who was an operative for the Republican Mark Harris, who was running in that district. She was paid $125 per 50 ballots. For every 50 ballots, she'd forward the signatures, she'd forward the witnesses' signatures, using her mama's name sometimes. Yep. That's what the Republican Party is now being known for. We say it all the time. Voter suppression, voter denial, anything they can do, steal the vote, you damn right they're going to do it. Oh, by the way, Donnie's really got a big task force out there to look at. Yeah, he ain't doing shit. If it has to do with Russia or the Republicans cheating, he's all for that shit, baby. But they're having a trial going on up there, or an investigation going on up there, and they've just about got it nailed down of just outright cheating by Mark Harris is the guy that was running. And of course now he's saying he's innocent. He didn't know anything about what this other fellow was doing to try to. Yeah, are you shitting me? Pack it up your butt, buddy. Anyway. The House is putting together a joint resolution to deny the emergency declaration, and that's when Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz chimed in. You know, there are cracks in the Republican. I need to get rid of this. I can't see. There are cracks in the Republican Party, and we need to keep pushing these investigations, because the more we push these investigations, the more shit that comes out, the more information that we find out as a public, the more that crack widens. As I've always said, that's the way Nixon got run out. After the Republicans in the Senate turned on Nixon, Nixon had to resign. Donnie's not going to be that easy. But if you get enough of them damn Republicans in the Senate to turn their back on him, we got a chance maybe of getting his ass out. Maybe we will use the 25th Amendment after all. He's an idiot, and he proves it he got all upset over Saturday Night Live. What did he say? He said there ought to be a law against it, I guess, is what Donnie's saying. Nothing funny about tired Saturday Night Live on fake news NBC. Question is, how do the networks get away with these total Republican hit jobs without retribution? Likewise, for many other shows, very unfair and should be looked into. This is the real collusion, the little wimp, the whiny little bitch. He can't take the ribbon that he gets on Saturday Night Live or any other late night show that you turn on, because he is a wealth of comedy. He is just everything that comes out of his mouth, everything he does, everything. I don't care what it is. They can make fun of him because he's an idiot. He contradicts himself. We don't really need to do this emergency disaster, but I'm going to do it anyway. He's shoving it right in your face, baby. How many of those Republicans in the Senate are going to let that happen? Let him walk all over the Constitution. Baby, you do it this time. Hey, just wait. There's going to be a Democrat in there. Didn't we just have another shooting? Didn't we just have another mass shooting just the other day? Sounds like a national emergency. Somebody ought to do something about that. You know, we're all going to die if we don't do something about the climate. Maybe we ought to do something about that. maybe we ought to do something about a lot of things. And it all starts with our vote. And that doesn't happen for another 2 years, baby, but it took us 2 years to build up that blue wave, baby. And after that wave hit, some of y'all just maybe slide it out and just cool out for a while. Chill. You can't do that, baby. Told you before, this is when the work starts. This is when we start getting him out. So pay attention to everything that's going on. Be informed. And if you get the opportunity, talk to people about it. And there, with the recipe for the apple pie and everything else you do, which is on my mind because I just found a new recipe for apple cherry pie and I was telling Mommy about it, so that's in my mind. Gonna have to do that pretty quick. Anyway, that's about all I got, people. It's Monday. We've got to start the whole week all over again and get through Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to go live again. We're going to do it every Tuesday and Thursday, I reckon. So bear with us on everything that we got little glitches there, but we're trying our best. I want to reach out to many, many more Blue Dot family members and make this a little more cohesive to everybody because I don't want anybody feeling like they're being ignored or left out or anything like that. That's how come I encourage so much that people reach out to each other in the comments because I can't get to everything. But, if you see somebody in there that you might like or from the same area you are, somebody had a message, I forgot to respond to it. They were from, they used to live on North Beach here, and now they live in, I think it's somewhere cold. Anyway, there's people that used to live here in Corpus Christi that moved on somewhere else, and they're watching. And somebody that might have lived in your area when you was a kid or something. If you see a reason in there, reach out to them, talk to them, break out a conversation because we are all in this together, as Joe Riddle would say. And that's about it. We'll see y'all tomorrow night live, so tune in and call in if you can. John Bernabone, Blue Dot in Texas on YouTube, John Bernabone on Facebook. And Blue Dot Family, John Bernabone Speaks, Blue Dot Family. Go by there, join the family, and get in a conversation over there, baby. It's still growing. We are so proud of the numbers that Candy and the gang over there have put together, and they do it all the time. On Twitter, at Blue Dot in Texas, and out my truck window. We want to thank all our Patreon members. That is being a big motivator for getting new equipment and getting things done is those people that support us through PayPal and through Patreon. And we appreciate every one of them. So thank you for all of that. And, jeez, that's all I got. I felt so unprepared. When you elect a clown, expect this circus, baby. And that's what we did. So we just have to get the circus out of our house and return it to a house of dignity. And we can do that with our voice and our vote. We'll see y'all later, baby. See you tomorrow. Bye.